They see him as the calm face in action movies, the quiet hero, the man who barely speaks off-screen. But what most people don't see is the storm he survived to become this peaceful. Before the fame, before the fortune, before the world called him a legend, Keanu Reeves was just a broken kid searching for a place to belong. And the truth is, his life did not begin with applause. It began with loss. Keanu Reeves was born into instability. His father left when he was just 3 years old. One moment there was a family, and the next, only questions. His mother moved constantly, chasing work, chasing survival. City after city, country after country. Keanu never stayed long enough to feel rooted. Home was not a place. Home was temporary. School didn't bring comfort either. He struggled with dyslexia, making learning humiliating and frustrating. Teachers misunderstood him. Classmates teased him. The world made him feel slow, different, invisible. Most kids build confidence in childhood. Keanu learned silence. And yet, something inside him refused to give up. While others judged him by grades, Keanu learned to read people. He learned emotions, he learned pain, and without realizing it, he was training for something far greater than school could ever offer. At just 15 years old, he left home. No safety net, no guarantee, no backup plan. Only faith. He worked odd jobs, he sharpened skates at hockey rinks, he cleaned, he acted in small theater roles. Not for fame, not for money, but for something deeper. Purpose. Acting made him feel alive. It allowed him to transform pain into meaning. While other teens chased fun, Keanu chased survival. Slowly, tiny roles began to appear. Commercials, small TV appearances, nothing glamorous, nothing secure, but he never complained. He showed up every time. And then came small films, then slightly bigger ones, and suddenly, one day, Hollywood noticed. Point Break. Then, Speed. Overnight, the quiet boy became a global star. The world expected him to become arrogant, demanding, untouchable. He became the opposite. While millions flooded his bank account, humility flooded his soul. He rode the subway like everyone else, ate with crew members, listened more than he spoke. Success never changed him because pain already had. But life was not done testing him. Not even close. At the peak of his rising career, his best friend, River Phoenix, collapsed and died outside a nightclub. Keanu stood frozen in the shadow of that loss, the kind of loss that steals innocence forever, the kind that changes how you see time. Then came love. For the first time, Keanu believed he was building something lasting, a future, a family. But fate is cruel when it chooses to be. Their newborn daughter Ava was stillborn. The dream vanished in a single breath. Grief swallowed everything. The relationship shattered, and just when he thought the pain had reached its limit, his partner died in a tragic car accident. In just a few years, Keanu lost his best friend, his child, his partner. 3 blows that would destroy most people. And yet, he did not collapse publicly. He did not turn bitter in front of the world. He did not trade his sorrow for anger or hate. He became quieter, softer, kinder. Many people asked, how does he survive this? The truth is, he didn't survive without scars. He survived with them. Instead of becoming cold, he chose compassion. Instead of turning inward, he turned outward. He began helping quietly, donating millions anonymously to cancer research, funding children's hospitals without attaching his name, giving away huge portions of his paychecks to crew members who needed it more than he did. No press, no cameras, no applause. Because he wasn't doing it for the world. He was doing it because he knew how it felt to lose everything. Then came The Matrix. A film that didn't just change cinema. It changed his destiny forever. The world watched him fly, fight, bend reality. The film made billions, awards followed, fame exploded, and then he did something that stunned Hollywood. He gave away $75 million of his earnings to the costume and visual effects teams. When asked why, he calmly said, "They made the movie what it was." That moment defined him forever. Not because he was generous, but because he didn't see himself as above anyone. Then, Hollywood moved on. As it always does. New faces, new trends, new stars. Many believed Keanu's time had passed. He stayed quiet. Then came John Wick. A low-budget film, minimal dialogue, relentless action. The world exploded again. The quiet legend returned, stronger, sharper, more respected than ever before. This time, not as a temporary star, but as an immortal icon. Keanu Reeves never chased happiness the way the world defines it. He didn't believe joy was something loud or explosive. For him, happiness was quiet. A warm coffee on a cold morning. A conversation with a stranger. A peaceful walk through a city that never knew his story. While Hollywood celebrated excess, Keanu practiced absence. Less noise, less ego, less distraction. And that choice made him dangerous in a world built on attention. After John Wick revived his career, the fame returned stronger than ever. Interviews, headlines, fan worship. The world wanted more of him. But instead of becoming louder, Keanu became even more grounded. He trained relentlessly for his roles, not to impress, but to respect the art. He learned real weapon handling, real martial arts, real discipline. At an age when other stars slowed down, he accelerated. Not to prove anything, but because he believed effort itself was a form of respect. People often ask, why did Keanu never marry again? Why does he live alone? Why does he avoid luxury? The truth is not sadness. It is awareness. When you've lost everything that matters, you don't cling to replace it with noise. You learn how fragile moments are. You stop chasing illusions. You protect your peace. And maybe that's why the world feels safe around him. In an industry full of masks, Keanu never wore one. He never pretended to be larger than life. He never tried to sell perfection. He never built a fake image to protect his brand. He just stayed human. That alone made him legendary. There are countless stories from movie sets that never reached headlines. Keanu quietly buying lunch for the crew, standing in rain without complaint while others sit in trailers, giving stunt performers more pay out of his own pocket, thanking janitors by name, learning everyone's job, not because he had to, but because he wanted to understand. And every time someone tries to call him a saint, he smiles and says, "I'm just trying to survive, like everyone else." But that's the secret. He doesn't see kindness as heroism. He sees it as responsibility. There is a hidden fatigue in people today, a spiritual tiredness, a weariness that comes from pressure, comparison, failure, rejection, noise, and constant judgment. People are exhausted from trying to prove themselves to a world that never stops demanding more. And then they see Keanu, a man who has nothing to prove, yet is admired by everyone. That contrast alone is healing. He shows the world that you don't need to be ruthless to be respected. You don't need to be cruel to be powerful. You don't need to be loud to be seen.